It's time to address a crucial topic, the mental and emotional health impacts of natural disasters. As communities navigate these challenges, understanding the psychological effects is vital.
We're joined again by Dr. Jessica Britt Thomas. She's Director of Integrated Behavioral Health in the Department of Family and Community Medicine at MCG Wellstar to discuss the common responses during and after crises, effective coping strategies, and how we can all help support one another. And it's good to see you again.
Good to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Mayor Britton Williams said something on stage Saturday night talking about the resilience of, say, the North Augusta community, obviously North Augusta, but all across the area too. People helping each other, but the mental toll is tough. Can you talk to us about the common psychological effects that people experience during and after a natural disaster?
Yeah, so during, I would definitely say we tend to be in a bit of a state of shock. Think about our nervous system. We're heightened, so everything, we're hyper aware, vigilant of everything. We go into planning, problem solving mode, and we may feel numb and a little distant and a little scared. And then the after effects, think about, again, we're high up, and so you notice the crash. That's the fatigue, that may be difficulty making decisions. You hear people say my social battery is just completely drained. Stress levels are at an all-time high because you may not know what's happening. For instance, we didn't really know what was happening here. Locally, we had a ripple effect of days and days and days and days of uncertainty, and so it kind of adds up all together.
Now, you talk about that uncertainty. So how can the uncertainty and fear associated with a disaster impact someone's mental health?
Well, think about it. You don't really know when my power will be turned on, when I'm going to have the basic necessities. For those of us that have children or dependents or medical conditions, power was a huge thing not to have. You had some people with medical devices that needed to be plugged in. Where's my next meal coming from? So you're very panicked. It can lead on to disturbed emotional distress. You can see people get more irritable. You can see changes in sleeping, eating patterns. You can see more distance, withdrawal from work, basically unable to really do the things that we're normally able to. And you'll usually see it for a period of 2 weeks or more.
My wife and neighbor were talking the other day, and they both said they wake up in the morning, they cry. They look out, the landscape has changed, they're hearing power saws everywhere. It's how they affect them. So what kind of coping strategies can you recommend for individuals that are facing all of that heightened crisis?
Yeah, I first wanted to acknowledge we all experience different levels of the hurricane. And so for those that felt like they didn't experience a lot, or when we started to share stories with one another, there was a sense of guilt that some people felt, whereas some other people felt very much like, this was the worst thing that's ever happened to me. And so coping, there's a variety of ways. One, reaching out to community. We had some great people on earlier talking about the Salvation Army. The Hub was a very good resource as well. Staying connected, checking in with people. For those that had power, they were able to open up their homes. We had some people that were able to do that. For strangers, the linemen that were here working, reaching out for support when needed to. And then for those, exercising, right? We need to kind of have that, finding alternative ways to do that. So the Greenway was closed, but can I walk around in my neighborhood? Can I find a way to detach from the scenario to just have a minute of what I like to call my mental health, my mental time, my mental health time?
Now, are there specific resources or support systems you recommend for those who are trying to get through the effects of the natural disasters?
Yeah, so obviously FEMA is the major one. We even have people here locally on foot still helping people with applications. SAMHSA is another organization that put out a lot of resources through the American Psychological Association, APA for short, which has a lot of good tips in terms of what to do. And then the Red Cross was very good with some brochures in terms of steps and how to stay connected, but they highly recommend getting connected to your local resources as soon as possible.
For the foreseeable future, what's the next step for somebody if their social battery is down? We're talking about the coping and the recharging, because obviously the area is still a good ways out from a return to normalcy.
Yes. Well, just taking it day by day. Give yourself a little bit of a break. If you've got to let go of some of your obligations temporarily, I know personally I checked in with my department saying, hey, there's some days I've got to meet my adjuster and talk about different things and be at the house and manage the house. It's okay to take a little bit of a break from there. And just kind of keeping an open line of communication. Every day is different. You're still uncovering things. Many of us still have not had repairs or anything done. So letting the process kind of work itself out and knowing that it will get better at some point, but you have others to depend on.
Yeah, and taking care of your mental health is a part of
Yes.
moving
Exactly.
forward from
Yes.
something like this. So, Dr. Jessica Britt Thomas, thank you.
Thank you guys
this
so much.
morning.
Yeah.